So we're going into the Lady Yunalesca boss fight. And this fight has an awful lot going on. There's a ton of moving parts. I'm going to do my very best to quickly summarize some key points and an overall strategy that we got. Our starting team is of course Rikku, Tidus, and Yuna. Rikku is going to have Auto-Haste on for a good portion of the battle. We also have her Curative Targe, which has Sleepproof and Auto-Med. This is the other armor we'll be using. Auto-Med will be important for curing her zombification, and Sleepproof is to not have to worry about Yunalesca's sleep counter for the most part in her first phase. Tidus is in our starting party, but for the last couple thirds of the fight is just going to be there to be zombified to survive Megadeth. So he's mostly just a tank, you could say. Yuna has Zombieproof. She's going to be in our team that is eating up the Hellbiters, so she's not worried about getting zombified. The SOS Haste is nice. It can be a little bit of a burden sometimes when you're trying to throw a Chocobo wing, but she's in critical health, so she won't get the haste. But it's alright. Auron has Confuse Ward and Zombieproof. He's going to be working double time. He's going to be on our team that eats the Mind Blast, so he can have the Confuse Ward to avoid confusion from that. And he has Zombieproof to eat Hellbiters. Wakka has Confuse Proof, again, to take the Mind Blast. He's also going to be on one of our teams to eat the Megadeth. Kimahri has Confuse Proof for Mind Blast, and Lulu never does anything for the whole fight. So, in this fight, we have three separate teams that have different purposes. One team is Rikku, Yuna, and Auron. This team is going to be in most of the time, just taking Hellbiters and trying to put in damage with Riku's Shining Gems. We have Wakka, Kimahri, and Auron. These guys are going to switch in on her third phase when she wants to use Mind Blast. They all have the Confuse Proof. And, you know, they're going to have a bunch of buffs to take as many as they can. And lastly, we have Tidus, Kimahri, and Wakka. They're going to be zombified at all times, so we're going to switch them in to eat the Megadeth. Every time she casts Megadeth, these three guys are going to be in there. And they're going to stay alive, because if you're zombified, Megadeth has no power. In a perfect world, alright, if I could go back in time, I would do my Auto-Haste armor to be Auto-Haste, Auto-Med, and probably Sleepproof. If you had Auto-Haste, Auto-Med, and Sleepproof, you could just wear that pretty much the whole time through, except for right when you want Rikku to be zombified, transitioning into the third phase. So, our main strategy, the first part, her first form is very easy, but it's going to be very lengthy, because we're going to need to swap in Kimahri, Wakka, and Auron, and give them numerous buffs. I'm actually going to turn the game down here to explain a little more. So, her first form just alternates between two attacks. She'll use Absorb, which takes away 1/2 of a player's max HP, and she has a regular attack that I call a Smack. Deals a couple hundred damage, but it gets rid of all of your buffs. So we're going to be swapping in Wakka, Auron, or Kimahri before she uses the Smack to buff them, and take them out before she gets a turn. Once Wakka, Auron, and Kimahri all have doubled max HP, Protect, Shell, and Haste, we can start dealing damage. Bring her into the final phase, second phase, rather.
Someday it'll be gone, yeah?
So the first phase is going to be quite long.
This cannot be.
But sets us up for the rest of the fight.
That we can exercise sin with complete atonement. It's been been our only hope all these years.
I'll just let the cutscene run for now.
Comforting. It allows us to accept fate, however tragic it might be.
No! Where is the sense in all this? Braska believed in Yevon's teachings and died for them. Jecht believed in Braska and gave his life for him.
They chose to die because they had hope. Yevon's teachings and the final summoning give the people of Spira hope. Without hope, they would drown in their sorrow. Now choose. Who will be your faith? Who will be the one to renew Spira's hope?
No one. I would have gladly died. I live for the people of Spira, and would have gladly died for them, but no more. The final summoning is a false tradition that should be thrown away.
No, it is our only hope. Your father sacrificed himself to give that hope to the people, so they would forget sorrow.
Wrong. My father wanted to make Spiro's sorrow go away, not just cover it up with lies.
Sorrow cannot be abolished. It is meaningless to try.
My father, I loved him. So I will live with my sorrow. I will live my own life. I will defeat sorrow in his place. I will stand my ground and be strong. I don't know when it will be, but someday I will conquer it. And I will do it without false hope.
Poor creature. You would throw away hope. Well, I will free you before you can drown in your sorrow. It is better for you to die in hope than to live in despair. Let me be your liberator.
Now! This is it! Now is the time to choose. Die and be free of pain, or live and fight your sorrow. Now is the time to shape your stories. Your fate is in your hands.
Yuna needs Kimahri. Kimahri protect Yuna.
Well, I'm fighting.
I can't believe we're gonna fight Lady Yunalesca. Give me a break.
You can always run.
Ah. I'd never forgive myself. No way. Not if I ran away now. Even in death, yeah?
My thoughts exactly.
Yuna! This is our story. Now let's see this thing through together.
Alright, let's get this show on the road. Now, I like to start off by stealing the stamina tablet. We're down 1, we need 3 total. And this is the only time we're going to have to deal with the sleep counterattack for a while. So I don't mind chucking the remedy to keep the auto-haste. Now, what we need to do is have Rikku get a turn after these guys so they can swap for one of the boys. So we're gonna throw a Chocobo in here. And we'll just defend for now. There's the absorb. Now, want to swap in. Actually, let's start with Auron. Why not? So, have Auron go afterwards. Switch his weapon. Actually, here's what we can do. Maybe. So, we can do this little maneuver here. We're gonna do... Kimahri is gonna switch weapons so that he goes after Yuna. Now what we're gonna do... swap out Yuna for Rikku. Throw another Chocobo Wing. Get haste on both of these guys at once. Swap in our Smack Squad. And get smacked. Right? Wakka still needs haste, it seems. So, swap weapons with him, so he goes later. Bring in Rikku. And give him the Chocobo Feather. Alright. Guard with Yuna. So we have an Absorb coming. Let's see where Auron would go next. Ah. No need to risk it. Bring in Tidus. Heal up. And I'm actually going to use up another Chocobo Feather here. With Tidus haste. Grab that Absorb. Okay. Mistake. Bring in Auron. Use an item so that he goes after Rikku. Just heal up Tidus. Bring in Yuna, just because she's faster. Guard with Yuna. And let's double Auron's HP. And swap him out. Don't want him getting smacked and losing all those debuffs. I mean, all those buffs, rather. Bring in Auron. May as well heal somebody. Again, we want his turns to be toward the end, so we can bring out Rikku. Heal Auron up since we doubled his health. Let's think here. No. I would like to heal Rikku, so I'm just gonna leave in the old Smack Squad. Auron has haste, double HP, there's protect, now he just needs shell, and then Auron will be all set. Swap in Auron, again, get him to go after Rikku. May as well top off Yuna. Give Auron shell. Pop him off. Alright. And now, we're all done with Auron. We're gonna put him away for later. Guard with Rikku. Bring out Tidus. Heal up and get smacked. Okay. So, bring in Wakka. Get him to go after Rikku. Double his HP. Ah, nice. We can get him another turn. So get him a turn after Tidus. Tidus tops him off. Bring in Yuna. He could, Wakka that is, could catch the absorb. It's coming up, but we already fully healed him, so why deal with it? Swap weapons, so he goes after Rikku. Protect. Bring in Tidus. Heal up a little. Max Yuna. Heal her up. Bring in Wakka. Doesn't really matter what he does. Just need him to go after Rikku, of course. He has Protect, Haste. Here's Shell. Get him out of here. Oops. Alright, bring Kimahri. Switch weapons so he goes last. Swap in Rikku. And give Kimahri our last stamina tab. Kimahri leaves Tidus, Tidus heals. And Rikku gets smacked. That's nice, we take those. Bring in Kimahri. Switch weapons, he goes last. Top up with Yuna. Oh man. It's a little unfortunate, probably. No, we're good. Alright. So he has double health and haste, here's Protect. Shell is the last thing we'll need. I bring him in, switch weapons, etc., etc. Lunar Curtain, confirm he has Protect, Haste. Here's Shell. Double HP, obviously. Auron and Wakka clearly have double. Let's just confirm everything. Shell Protect Haste for him. Shell Protect Haste for him. Alright. So, now we bring in the original team. Tidus heals up. Now, we're gonna put on our sleep-proof armor to try and catch her counters. We do have an absorb coming up, so I don't actually mind using the Chocobo wing here. Alright, now we get in a little bit of damage. She counters with sleep, to no avail. Tidus tops off. And I get to throw another fire gem. Nice. We like that she did not smack Rikku. Heal up Tidus. Rikku goes again. Shining gems are, of course, better, but there's no need to waste them. We'll be using one to put her into the next phase when we need to. Anyway. So, looking like we're just gonna block, block. Pretty lucky here that Riku's managed to have the haste for so long. We'd figured she'd usually smack Rikku, put an end to that right away. Let's see if she remains so kind with the next smack. Oh, the critical. That's always unfortunate. It's alright. So now she's close to being put over. Just a tiny bit of setup that needs to be done here. So first, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to switch Auto-Haste. Then we're going to heal everyone up. And unfortunately, we're just going to have to pass for now. You get smacked. Now, what we're going to want to do is bring in Kimahri. Yeah, so what we really want to try and do here is have Kimahri and Wakka in at the same time, with Rikku able to finish her off. Now, she just did a smack, so we don't have to worry about her dispelling Kimahri. But you know what? Just to err on the safe side, I'm actually gonna wait and see if I can work the CTB such that I can just get Rikku going last. So. You know what might help with this? Giving everyone some haste. Alright, this is good. So now she moves. Absorbs half of Tidus. But that's no big deal, because now we're switching out. Kimahri comes in. Wakka comes in, and Rikku pushes her to the next phase. So, when she starts her next phase, she's going to use Hellbiter, and that's going to zombify everyone. including Rikku. So, now that we have those guys zombified, we're going to bring Yuna back in. She's going to defend. I'm going to get Rikku going last here. And we're actually going to bring in Tidus, because we want Tidus to get poisoned, not poisoned, zombified, rather, as well. Now, normally, we wouldn't want to attack with Rikku, because Yunalesca will counterattack, and that counterattack would kill Rikku. However, I don't really see the problem with a dead Rikku if it means getting some damage, and usually getting damage in here can take a while, a little bit of messing with the CTB to ensure that Yunalesca never counterattacks and gets her own move in against Rikku. But if we have the Auto-Haste on, even if Rikku gets counterattacked and dies, when we bring her back, she still has the haste, so we can get damage, and she might lose some turns, but it's, in my experience, faster than trying to mess around with the CTB. So, right here, if I were to attack, Rikku would get counterattacked and die. And then, Yunalesca would use Hellbiter, and that's fine. That's not threatening to us at all. So, I am just going to go ahead and chuck this here Shining Gem. Alright, see that, and she didn't even counterattack. Now, it is a little unfortunate that we don't have the, Tidus wasn't zombified right there. Goes a little bit against our plans, but that's alright. We'll just keep him in for the next Hellbiter. Throw another Shining Gem here. There's the counter. Rikku dies. And that's alright. We don't need to revive her right now. In fact, if we did, the Hellbiter would probably do her in. But we will, just so Tidus can heal. So, there's the Hellbiter. Yuna heal up. Bring in Auron. Again, Tidus was just temporary. We wanted him to get zombified. Took a little longer than we would have liked, though. And now, we will heal up Rikku. And the CTB is actually looking pretty in our favor right now. So we're gonna go. Throw a Shining Gem here. She counterattacks and kills Rikku. That's fine. No problem. Auron Phoenix Downs. You know what I actually forgot to do is throw a light curtain on Yuna. We don't actually want the Hellbiter doing that much damage, so we'll actually take care of that on our next turn. Thanks for the regen. Light curtain for Yuna. Block. And Shining Gem. Heal up Rikku. So it's not my goal to have Rikku die to counterattacks, but I just find having Auto-Haste outweighs having Auto-Med without the haste, and I don't mind just having her die to bring her back. Like I mentioned before, in a perfect world, if we had Auto-Haste and Auto-Med, that would be perfect, but this is not a perfect world. So right here, Yeah, now we'll just do it. Ah, nice. She didn't even counterattack. That's perfect. Use this opportunity. Heal Rikku up. Rikku can throw another Shining Gem. And now even if she does counterattack, we can just heal up with Yuna. It's perfect. This is, without question, the easiest phase of the fight, in my opinion. This one team pretty much picks it all up. All she really does is Hellbiter, and because of our zombie proofs or auto meds or not caring, it's not a big deal at all. Alright, so now we have her one shot. This form at least. So what we need to do is have Rikku alive and zombified. And then we need to switch in our Mega Death team. Or at least two of them. Ah, yeah, that was silly. So we're going to bring in Wakka and Kimahri once we have Rikku alive and zombified. And then when we push her over the edge, she uses Mega Death. And because all of our people will be zombified, nobody will die. Okay. Is that Hellbiter on Rikku? Alright, CTV's looking perfect. Kimahri comes in, defends. Wakka comes in, defends. And Rikku, well, Shining Gem would be a waste, huh? Fight them. So the third phase has an attack pattern that, as long as we keep careful track of, we can get around. What it will do is it will start with Mega Death, and then it will use 2 moves, and then it will use Mind Blast, and then it will use 1 move. Amongst those moves it can do are Hellbiter, Regen, Curaga. None of those are really a problem. We just need to make sure we keep our Mega Death and Mind Blast counters in mind. So that was a Mega Death, which is not a big deal. We're going to bring in Yuna here. And she is going to heal Rikku of the zombie. Auron is going to come in, top everyone off. And Rikku is now going to switch to Auto Med. And for good measure, we're going to chuck a Healing Spring on Rikku. This will do regen. This will give us a lot of breathing room for being able to throw Shining Gems as we need to. So that's 1 move after Mega Death. So we're just going to go with Yuna. Want her to go after Rikku, because we want to be able to heal the counterattack. This is not like the second phase where we don't mind Rikku dying. Rikku dying here is definitely a big deal. And in fact, Yunalesca's counterattacks could easily crit Rikku and cause us all sorts of headache. But for now, we're looking pretty decent. There goes our haste. Very unfortunate. So we don't actually have to heal Rikku because Regen will do all that. So we'll just defend a couple times. Another Hellbiter. So, next up is the Mind Blast. I don't want to take any chances here, really. So, we bring in the Mind Blast team. That is Wakka with Confuse Proof and the Shell. He's going to defend. Kimahri, Confuse Proof, Shell. He's going to defend. And Auron only has Confused Ward, but that's never failed me. So we're just going to keep blocking until the Mind Blast. Alright, easy. So, now we have another turn before it will use Mega Death. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can get Yuna to go last here. I can. Let's heal up Auron. Auron gets to stay for the next random attack. Bring in Rikku. I was hoping to orchestrate some sort of way to get her a move, but doesn't look like that's happening. That's alright. We'll just defend and let Regen do the heavy lifting. Hits Auron with the Regen. What a good guy. Alright. So next, we have Mega Death coming. So we bring in the Mega Death team. And that is Tidus and Kimahri and Wakka. These guys are all zombified. Tidus's HP will never matter. He's only ever coming in to eat Mega Death. So unless we mess up something fierce, he'll never matter in that regard. This is a good opportunity to get a Shining Gem in. And really hope we do not get criticaled by this counterattack. Nice. Regen puts in some work. We bring in our default squad. She casts Curaga. There is a one move after Mega Death. Again, we want to keep track to the best of our ability. Swap weapons with these guys so they go after Rikku for the purposes of healing. And Rikku puts out another Shining Gem. Gets counterattacked, no big deal. I guess Yuna can top herself off, why not? Riku's Regen will handle herself. And here's our second move after the Mega Death. Just the Hellbiter, standard fare. Nobody retains the zombie. Does very little damage. But now, we have to keep in mind the Mind Blast. So, we'll bring in the Mind Blast team. Kimahri, Auron, and Wakka. The Mind Blast, minimal damage. So, just have Auron defend. Bring in Rikku. This is actually a good chance to get another Shining Gem in, because people are going after her. Looks like we're about 6 more Shining Gems from winning. Bring in Yuna. Heal herself. Here's the Hellbiter. And next up is going to be Mega Death. So bring in the appropriate team. Tidus for the zombie. Thought I might have been able to squeeze in a Shining Gem. Don't need to get greedy though. Bring in Wakka. And Kimahri. And let's just defend. There's the Megadeth. Alright, now, this is a good time to actually heal up our Mind Blast team. Because she's going to go twice before using Mind Blast, and the moves that she will do negligible damage. The only thing that could go wrong here is her not using Hellbiter during either of those moves, which would be a damn shame. But let's take a look at what happens here. Bring in Auron because he has the most health. Walk through the Mega Potion, and ideally she'll just go Hellbiter right here. Yep, perfect. Kimahri and Wakka are zombified again, and now we just put them back into reserves. So we have one move after the Megadeth so far. Rikku chucks another Shiner. Ooh, and eats the critical counterattack. Alright. That's alright. So, what we're going to do here, we're going to swap Auron's weapon, so he goes after Wakka. Replace Wakka with Yuna. And now Yuna is going to bring back Rikku. Auron's going to top everyone off. And we'll see that second attack. Another Hellbiter, no problem. Easy recovery from the critical. That could always go real bad. Actually, not so easy in fact, because next up is going to be the Mind Blast. Mind Blast will, of course, kill off Rikku. But can't let that deter us. Who has the most health out of these? Yep, okay. So Kimahri will come in and block. Auron will defend. Okay. Let's bring her back. So we have one more move before the Megadeth that we have to live through. That is fine. We'll just have... Alright. Kimahri's out for Yuna. Yuna heals Rikku. And now hopefully we can get Auron in on our next wave of turns. Alright, excellent. So, well, can we use an item perhaps? Anybody need some heals just to be safe? Yeah, in fact, just top off everyone. Take that Hellbiter. Alright, the fight is back in our control. Bring in the Megadeth team. Kimahri, Tidus, Wakka. Perfect. Bit of a close call there. But it's looking good so far. Rikku definitely cannot sustain the counterattack right now. Give her another healing spring. Get that regen going. Bring in Auron, top her off just cuz. Alright, throw another shining gem. comes in. We're just gonna throw Mega Potions like crazy for these top-offs. I don't mind, we can get more. There's our first move, post-Mega Death. Alright, this is looking pretty good. Potion for you. Potion for you. Rikku chucks another Shining Gem. 6,300. That's a big hit. All right. Switch weapons with Auron, so that everybody has a turn next wave. Block with Yuna. All right. So we got another Mega Death coming up. And we'll bring in the appropriate people. Wakka defend. Kimahri defends. Tidus defends. Oh no. That's alright. The reason that's alright is because Rikku is not one of the dead people. So, what we're gonna do? Bring in Yuna. Revive Tidus. Bring in Auron. Tidus doesn't have a turn in so long. That's okay, that's okay. So we're gonna heal Tidus. And we're just really gonna hope that this is a Hellbiter coming up. Tidus is zombified. Oh, man. That was a close one, huh? Now we bring in the Mega Death Squad. And there's the Mega Death. Did I deserve that? I don't know if I deserve that. Yeah, the victory, that is, over that poor situation. Alright, now we have 2 turns. So we're gonna go. Throw another Shining Gem. Bring in Yuna, tops herself off. Bring in Auron, tops himself off. Bring on a Hellbiter, that's a 1. You have no idea how tempting it is to... Yeah, no, we won't. We won't. Everybody just switch weapons so Rikku gets a turn. Shining Gem. Alright. Ha! Regen. Sorry, homegirl, that won't do you any good. But, so what's up next? It's going to be the Mind Blast. I feel pretty confident in saying that we've won. But, we must play by the rules. It's not that we must. It's that we just don't take any chances. Alright, Rikku. Close it out. Or throw the weakest shining gem ever. Excellent. Not too bad. That was only a 40-ish minute fight. Probably the most involved fight in the entire run. Went really well, though. Strategies were not entirely my own, of course. I started off with some bases from Ziza and Mato's guide. Of course, adjusted for the fact that I can customize.
And with it, Spira's only hope.
Then we'll find Spira a new hope.
Fool. There is
That was
no
a really, really solid run. Thanks for checking it out.
There was,
And
even if you
I'll see you when we get the airship.
Sin, you, Yevon, the immortal, would only create sin anew.